Hello friends, Diana with Diana Simplifies here. I've got my trusty Swiffer duster. We're in my office today. The office is very slow. Well, it is slow. There is no work going on in here. I used to exercise in here some because it is summer. I have to exercise in the room right there, which is the bedroom, because there's a window unit in there. And we used to have one in this window, but it's in a different room right now. So anyway, I'm not exercising in here right now. And I'm also used to sit right here at this little gray thing right in front of this window, and I would do my Dollar Tree hauls. And the glare was always on my glasses from the light, but I loved sitting there. It was just a nice, peaceful spot. So I don't usually sit there anymore, but when I do still use it. So those are primarily the only things I use this room for. It is a very small room. Let's see what you can see here if I just kind of move you around. So I've got a TV in here if I want to cast the YouTube from my iPad to the TV. I can do that and work out that way. Like I said, I haven't been doing it because it's too warm in here right now to work out. I just got a little decor, not much. Ranger, there's a dog bed right here. Let's see. There he is. He's doing very well. He's still having the same GI issues he was having the last time we met here from the major surgery he had. There is my husband's bathroom. It's pink, isn't that pretty? There's one other window over here, and there's a little bit of furniture right here that you can't see. Anyway, so the room is very small, but anyway, I'm gonna work on these blinds today, this window, and also the one right here that I just showed you. There's an antique piece of furniture over here in this corner that I'm gonna dust. There are some chairs that need to be dusted. I do have a Roomba in here now. I've distributed my Roombas. Instead of just having them just sitting somewhere not being used, I've distributed them so they can start working again. And I have a piece of furniture you're sitting on right here. Now I'm gonna pull you down where you can see this window better, and then I'm gonna shut the blinds so you can also see what I'm doing better. But these are the little tiny blinds. We never switched them out. We started switching them out, so the one over here is the thicker, and then this is the smaller. So anyway, we're just doing a zone clean today. In the Flylady system, she has a week where it's a bathroom, and I don't know if it's or an extra room or if it's a bathroom and an extra room, but we're just going to do the extra room, which is this room. This could have been used as a spare bedroom. It's very small, so like I said, we're just kind of a walkthrough from the dining room into the bathroom, or from the bedroom into the bathroom. So it's just a walkthrough room. And then, like I said, I use it for a couple things. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I may vacuum in here and dust, and that's probably gonna be about it. Although, I will say this floor does need to be mopped. It may not get mopped in this video, I'm not sure. My husband went outside to do some yard work, and I didn't tell him I was doing this, so if you see weird cuts, it just probably means he walked in and I had to, stop and fix something. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close these blinds so we can see better. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and dust these. Now, there are different ways you can do this. My mother, and of course I didn't know, even though I'm a cleaning lady, I didn't know this. My mother has cleaning ladies that come in and they'll just simply go down like this. That is okay. If that's how you want to do it, by all means. If that's the way you get it done, by all means. When I do it, I like to go ahead and do it a little bit more thoroughly, because I'm not going to do that every week. I'm going to simply do this more thoroughly and not do it again for several weeks, maybe as much as a quarter, maybe 3 months that I wouldn't do it. This little gray thing, I've got my extra supplements, extra medications, extra pet medications are in here. And I'm not one to throw out things that are, quote, expired. We've been preppers pretty much our whole marriage, or most of it. And I just don't throw away expired meds because they still work. So, I mean, if the Tylenol works, it works. If it looks the same and it works, I've never gotten sick from doing that. So I know most people throw everything away the minute the date comes up. I don't do that. So that's what this is for. It has extra stuff. So I don't have to go run to the store every time I need a Tylenol or Excedrin. I've got a stock of it. Okay, so, by the way, you don't have to do that. You can throw yours away. I'm just telling you, that's why I have this little thing. It's just sits here. Okay, so the way I do this, of course, I'm going to dust up here real quick. And then these little tiny slots, they just take a while. But I just take one at a time. Now what I hate is that this stuff's in the way, this little wand. So I just move it out of my way, and then I try to just push the one above. I just push it up so I can do each slat one by one. Now this makes a lot of noise. Hopefully you can hear me talking, but that's all I'm doing is pushing one slat up at a time, and then going down, and then pushing it up, and then going down. So it is gonna take me longer than like what my mother's cleaning ladies were doing, where they were just simply doing this. But I want it done thoroughly because I don't wanna have to do it again soon. And if you don't push it up, you're not getting the top part of this. Really, this feels dirty enough that I could use a damp cloth on it, so you could also clean your blinds that way. I'm not gonna do it today just because I wasn't set up to do it. I kinda decided last second to do this video. So let's just do it the easiest way, which is with the Swiffer duster. You can also use any lint-free cloth. I suggest using the lint-free cloth because you will have less lint come back onto your blinds or your furniture. So that is what I use, a Swiffer duster or a lint-free cloth. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see, but I'm getting, at the very top of that, it's very dirty. I'm getting a lot of dirt off of here. It's probably been more, I know it's been more than 3 months since I've done this. It's probably been at least half a year, if not more. I do not enjoy doing this, and I put it off. Okay, at some point you're gonna run into the part of the window sash, and so I can see it here, so I'm just gonna stick this through here while I'm here and do this. I can't really see it very well, but I'm just gonna do that top part of that sash, and then I'm just gonna keep moving on. Now, in the great scheme of things, this feels like it's taking a while, but it really is only taking a few minutes. So if we kind of keep that in the back of our mind, is this something we want to do? No. Is this something we can carve out 10 minutes or less and do? Yes. And if you like the idea of 5 minutes or 10 minutes matters, this is a great 10-minute task, depending on how many you have in your room. And you can do your whole house at once. I find that my arms get very, very tired doing this, so I prefer to do a little bit of time. When I go to my mother's house, my arms get very tired. I clean her house now. My arms get very tired, and so I do just a couple of windows at a time, and I'll move on to something else. I'm gonna do the windowsill. The cat sits up here, so it's dirty. I really need to get a damp cloth and clean it off. So that is something else that I could do if I was more prepared, which I'm not. So that one's done. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough? Yes. So this is what my duster was clean when I started. So you can see I got a lot off. So now we're gonna do the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it around. You don't have to do that, but I'll just flip it around. Then the cleaner side will be up here. And then you can see it's still got some dirt on it, but then you'll be able to see, you know, that this side was also dirty. I think we already know that. We can see that from the one we just did. Another thing I could do today if I want to was dampen one of my microfiber cloths and wipe the windows down. I could do that if I wanted to. So that could be another really quick task for today. I'm doing that window ledge right here where you pull the window up, whatever that's called. Sash, is that what it's called? curtain is in my way a little bit. Most of our rooms, we don't have curtains. In here, we had to sleep in here for a while because we had to redo our bedroom floors. I think it was a year or two ago. And we put these drapes up because these are, they weren't big enough, but they were blackout curtains. So they were big enough, but they weren't quite right. So I just keep them pulled off to the side. See this windowsill. Now it could very well be that there are some cobwebs up at the top here, inside here. So I'm just gonna, it's gonna get brighter in here. I'm just gonna put my duster up in here in case there's some cobwebs up there. Get this really well because I didn't get it very good just then, and then just do this again. All right. So again, it's not perfect, but it did not take that long. I do leave this up because the cat likes to sit here. And here's my wand. All right, let me pull this one up and do the same thing. This blind is so weird. You have to open it first. I'm not sure why that is. All right. Go up here, look for some cobwebs, see if I see anything. I don't really, but I'm surprised. Just clean that one more time. Pull this back down. Alright, so how's the, yeah, it looks pretty grungy. Now, you could switch this out and get a brand new one. I'm not going to because I know that the stuff just clings to this. It doesn't come off. So it looks gross, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean this blind too. And so you're probably saying to yourself, that's disgusting. It is, but it's gonna pull the dirt off. So I'm not gonna worry about it. So let me see if I can turn you. Yeah, you can see right there. If I shut this. Okay, you can see some of my furniture, and then there's a little antique desk right there. All right, but let's focus in on this blind. Now these are better, they just pull down. I love these newer ones. And of course up here. So the reason Swiffer is so good, I'm not doing an advertisement for them, but it does pull the dirt in and it keeps it there. So that's why I'm not changing it. I mean, it does look grungy, but the dirt is not going to be coming off here onto my blind because it traps the dirt. So if I were going to do, you know, a whole nother room, yes, I would throw this out and start over, but I'm only just doing this one. This one actually doesn't look that dirty. I wonder if I did this one more recently. I may have, because this one's just easier to do, or it just may not be as attracting as much dust. I don't know. Uh-oh, I hear Spencer talking to the cats. He's back. Bugs here and spiders in here. I see them, little spider webs. got a nice blob of Mila hair that the Roomba has attracted to it, so let me just throw that in the trash. All right, when I said you don't have to buy the expensive, they're Swiffer dusters like this, you can buy these dry sweeping cloths. I think they still sell these. I know you can get them at Dollar General, probably Walmart. That had dirt on it. Okay, so these, what I do, normally you use these on the floor, but what I do, they come folded like this. Where's this dust coming from? Goodness, from that closet. Okay, so it's folded already. I just folded it up, refolded it. Now it fits in my hand. And now I'm just gonna use it to dust this furniture right here. So I'm gonna start up here with these little pictures. And then I'm gonna get in the nooks and the crannies of this, which is really hard to do. Now I've got all this with plastic on it because I have pets and they tend to throw up on everything, so I just covered my nice chairs with plastic. You can get that on Amazon or somewhere like that. All right, so that didn't get super dirty. There's a door right here. We can go ahead and dust this. These can get really grungy, these little ledges on these doors. So that's something that is important to do if you have doors like this that have a little ledge on them. So that's important. All right, got that done. You're sitting on a table. I'll dust that later. I'm gonna flip you around to where there's, so we just have these old antique looking pictures here. Okay, Ranger. My little shadow box with my turtles. The TV we actually never use, but it's in here for in case I want to work out in here. And then this table. It's got a very fall vibe to it with the fall flowers. And the fall glassware. Okay, I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'm gonna take a break, and when I come back, I'm gonna vacuum, and then I'm gonna mop, and then we'll be finished. All right, I'm back from lunch. So I set this up where you can see the whole room. I'm gonna vacuum. There's my Shark rocket. That's what I use every day when I work. Also use it here at my home. I also brought the mop in here. I'm trying to be more organized. Ranger's getting in the bed, which is what I was about to move. I think he'll move when the vacuum starts. I do have an extra bed in here just because of his surgery. He's not using it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it back. I wasn't sure, just with him being uncomfortable, what was he gonna want, what was he not gonna want, and this has been his favorite bed, one of his favorite beds a long time, so I just put it in there, but he doesn't need it. So this bed he's laying on right now stays in here all the time. I'm gonna put these little drapery things, panels up real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and start. This, of course, is the noisy portion of the cleaning video. Now, I also have a Roomba over here. I could use the Roomba. Just for the purposes of this, I'm going to go ahead and do it myself. You didn't know where to go. Can you come here? You want better? Here you go. Bye-bye. All right, since he moved, I'm gonna go ahead and move this out so I can mop this room better, more thoroughly. Just gonna throw it right there. Okay, while I have the vacuum in here, I'm gonna put it in the bathroom. I'm gonna clean that. I'm gonna vacuum that when the video's over, so I'm just gonna set it in here. This room's small, it's hard to film in here, so I'm just gonna do this in here. I've got my mop in here. I also brought my cloth. I wasn't very prepared, but I went ahead and got my cloth. I'm gonna dampen it, and then I can clean, you can't see these windows too good, but this window over here, maybe if I turn you just a tad, you can see. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna dampen this and wipe the windows down. So. And I'm just gonna do the insides. These do pull in, but just for today, I'm just gonna do the insides. All right, these are Flylady microfiber, so if you just dampen them and don't get them sopping wet, you can do all the windows and just do them once and not have to dry them. So that's how I do it. That's just a shortcut for me. If you prefer to dry it, you can certainly do that. But when you just dampen the cloth, you don't have to do that. So I almost never use window cleaner. I haven't bought window cleaner in years. I just do it like this. It works great. I also do this on mirrors. Works fine. You don't have all the streaking that you have with Windex and other products. I know Windex says it's streak free, but it is absolutely not streak free. Oh, hit myself. This one really does need to be brought in and cleaned. I'll do that later, just for the purposes of this. Let's just do the quickest thing we can do. Okay. And then I have my spray and mop. This is Libman brand. There are other brands. You certainly don't need this one. I've had this one for, I've been cleaning for 25 plus years, and I know I've had this mop at least 15 years. I've got two, I bought two of them. I bought the mop pads at the same time. I've had to start replacing the mop pads with these cheaper ones, because these, the mop pads that come with it, I think they're almost $10. I'm not paying that much because I need several for my job. So anyway, as we always do, we're gonna mop our way out so we don't have to walk on it. I'll go ahead and open this just to get a little air in here. And we're just gonna mop our way out. And then when it dries, I'll come back and vacuum the bathroom really quick. And what do I have in my spray and mop? I like it because you can put your own solution. So it's just dishwashing liquid and water. That's all it is. Occasionally I might put a spray of a disinfecting cleaner, just one or two sprays, not a lot. Just kind of depends on what I'm doing. This is hardwood floor with polyurethane on it, so there's no stain on the floor. It's just polyurethane, so it's a lighter color. And I love the lighter color. This is how I wanted mine done. So we finished them ourselves and did it that way. So it's just polyurethane, no stain. And I don't mop them a lot, but I did notice there were a lot of spots in here. So when I notice spots, I do want to mop it. Excuse me. Did find a little dirt right here. I don't know where this came from. Just trying to be careful to get all the dirt off the floor, but there's a little bit. All right, so that's it for our cleaning video today. It probably went a little bit longer than I thought it would, but each one of those blinds does take a while. So my update on Ranger this week. So today is Saturday. It's been almost the day I'm filming this is Saturday. It's been almost 2 weeks since Ranger had his surgery. Monday it will be 2 weeks, and he's going to have he has staples all the way down. He's having his staples taken out, and I'm like, ooh, maybe they'll take him away from me and do the staples in another room, because I'm not sure my mama's heart can handle it, but we'll see. But I mean, it's healed up. It looks fantastic. He's doing very well, except like I said, the GI issues continue. I thought he was better yesterday. Yesterday seemed like it was a really, really good day. So I backed off the meds a little bit, and that was a mistake. So last night, he and I were up, and he was doing the gagging and the coughing, and I went ahead and gave him the Benadryl is what I had backed off of. I did not know Benadryl helps vomiting, but it does. It is helping him. And so he started all the gagging and the coughing and wanted to go outside and eat some grass. And this went on all night. So every couple hours we were going outside. And so our bedroom's right here. I just took him and went in the den, and we just laid in the den, and I just, and then I went ahead and gave him the Benadryl, but it was hours late. So it didn't kick in right away. So now he's very calm. He's not doing all the gagging and the coughing and running out to get some grass and all that kind of stuff. But the interesting thing was, even with all the gagging and the coughing, he wasn't really, nothing much was coming up. So it wasn't like he was like super sick or, just vomiting or anything like that. It was nothing like that. So it's just a lot of nausea. That's what we're still dealing with. So as long as I just thought I would back off the medicine just to see, because he had such a good day. That was a mistake. I totally admit that was a mistake, but I'm just having to do trial and error and learn and figure it out. My vet is great, but he kind of just lets me manage these things myself. And I sent him an email the other day, and I said, I need a refill on this, I need a refill on that, unless you had another suggestion. He didn't suggest anything. He didn't reply, which I figured meant just do that. It's working for you. Just keep with what you're doing. And so I went ahead. We go through Chewy to refill, and so that way he just okays it. And so it got okayed. So I was like, okay, that means he's fine with what I'm doing. And he'd already said he was fine with it, but continue what I'm doing and just keep on. But anyway, it's just continued. I believe it's just continued GI issues from having his gallbladder removed, having his what they call liver resection, because he had those 2 masses on his liver. If you missed it, he did have cancer. Clear margins, everything's fine. He told me it's called primary liver cancer, and it's possible it could come back in other lobes, but it's not usual that it would come back. So it's one of those things. We'll probably have to do some testing here on out. He's an older dog, so I mean, what are we talking about? Maybe a couple more years, because our dogs don't live that long. So I think he's probably already around 14. So 13 to 14, something like that. So I'm thinking a couple more years, we'll continue to test, see maybe every few months, just to make sure everything's going okay. But I think he'll probably have symptoms, and I'll know. I mean, he's having symptoms right now, but I think that it'll be clear to me, because honestly, his breath was terrible. If I'm just going to be totally honest, he already had bad breath. I was already wanting to have his teeth cleaned. His breath was horrible. And when I took him in, after we waited the month, if I talked about all this, we waited a month to do the ultrasound and to do the further testing. And everybody that saw him that day, one of the techs that works with my vet was like, his breath, I said, I know, it's horrible. And after like the third person had said it, my vet finally said, I think it's what's going on with him. I just think once we get that taken care of, his breath's going to straighten up. And it did. He had his teeth cleaned while he was in there. And I'm wondering if, I would like to think this was an anesthesia problem, but it's not. It hasn't worn off yet. So I think 2 weeks. It's almost 2 weeks. I don't think it's anesthesia. But I did think, well, he was under longer than usual. Usually he just gets his teeth cleaned and that's it. Well, obviously you weren't cleaning his teeth while you were doing the resection of his liver. So he was in there longer than he normally would have been. And in fact, his temperature dropped, and they had to put warming blankets or warming cloth, warming something around him, because his temperature dropped, and I'd asked him to do one more thing, and he said, I just couldn't risk it anymore. His temperature had dropped enough, and we just finished the teeth cleaning and moved on, so, which was fine. So anyway, it was a minor thing that I'd mentioned. So, you know, while he was under, he was like, we can deal with that later. Let's just not worry about that today. But anyway, so we're just glad that it's all fixed and over with. Unfortunately, like I said, the ongoing problems, and one of you commented, you have ongoing problems. And so I know from reading, it's common with people. I think it's just going to be something he's going to have to deal with. We're just going to have to medicate him. What upsets me is he's having to take 3 medications twice a day. So he's taken, if you know medications, metronidazole, which also called Flagyl. That is for diarrhea. It also is helping his nausea, which is interesting because I wasn't sure that would happen, but it did. He's taking promethazine, which is Phenergan, so also for nausea and vomiting. And he's taking the Benadryl, also for nausea and vomiting. So I got 3 medications twice a day. And when I tried to back off the Benadryl yesterday, that was a no-no. So we can't even do that. So it has to be 3 medications twice a day. So go Ranger. So anyway, it's okay. It's fine. And it's all going to work out. But I was hoping it would calm down by now. And by the time we got to the bed, it'd be like, oh, he's much better. He's not. I mean, he's better because he's on the medication. So it's making his quality of life fine. He's able to eat. He's not eating dog food. He refuses to eat dog food. I'm feeding him chicken, scrambled eggs, peanut butter, and oatmeal. He will not eat the oatmeal by itself, but I thought that'd be safe for gallbladder removal. He wouldn't eat that, so I just added peanut butter to it. I also give him a little bit of white bread, little pieces of white bread with a little bit of peanut butter on those. So those are the kind of things he's eating. He ate his dog food one day. I put the broth on it like I always do. He ate it one time, and the next day, no. And I've offered it to him every day since, and he's like, no. So I'm just going to quit offering it for now. We'll get back to it. Maybe in a week or so, I'll try it one more time. But I'm not going to make him eat dog food if he doesn't want to. He's, you know, the stuff I'm feeding him is more healthy anyway. So, all right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the cleaning video, and we'll see you next time.